Have you ever sat down with big dreams in your mind, imagining a better version of yourself? Someone who wakes up early, studies daily, speaks fluent English, stays disciplined, and achieves great things. But in reality, you keep delaying everything. You tell yourself, I will start tomorrow. But tomorrow keeps moving forward. Days pass, weeks pass, and slowly you begin to feel like maybe you are just a lazy person. But here is a truth that might change the way you see yourself forever. You are not lazy. Your brain is simply resisting pressure, fear, and overwhelming tasks. And today, I am going to share a powerful Japanese technique called Kaizen that can completely destroy this cycle of procrastination, not by forcing you to work harder, but by teaching you how to start easier. The Japanese technique that kills laziness forever. The beauty of Kaizen lies in its simplicity. It doesn't ask you to become perfect overnight. It doesn't demand extreme discipline and it doesn't rely on motivation. Instead, it quietly changes the way you begin. Because the real problem is not doing the work, the real problem is starting. Think about your own life. When you decide, I will study for 5 hours today, your brain immediately feels pressure. You start calculating effort, boredom, difficulty, and suddenly your phone looks more attractive, your bed feels more comfortable, and you say, I will do it later. But now imagine this. Instead of 5 hours, you tell yourself, I will just study for 2 minutes. No pressure, no stress. Your brain accepts it easily. You sit down, open your book, and begin. Those 2 minutes don't feel heavy. So you continue 5, then 10, and sometimes even more. That is how Kaizen quietly breaks laziness by removing the fear of beginning. Let's look at a real life student example. There was a student who always struggled with English. He avoided speaking because he felt embarrassed, and he avoided reading because it felt difficult. Every time he tried to study seriously, he quit within a few days. Then he tried the Kaizen method. On the first day, he didn't aim to become fluent. He just read 2 lines in English. That's it. No pressure. The next day, he read a few more lines. After a week, he was reading a full paragraph. After 2 weeks, he started speaking for just 1 minute in front of a mirror. Slowly, without even realizing it, his fear started disappearing. After a few months, he could confidently speak simple sentences. What changed? Not his intelligence, not his talent, only his approach. Now think about a fitness example. Many people decide from tomorrow, I will exercise for 1 hour daily, but after 2 days they quit. Why? Because it's too much, too soon. But with Kaizen, you don't aim for 1 hour, you start with one push up. Yes, just one. It sounds almost useless, but here is what happens in real life. Once you do one push up, your mind says, okay, maybe I can do a few more. That one becomes 5, 5 becomes 10, and slowly your body and mind start accepting exercise as a normal part of life. There are people who built full fitness routines starting from just 1 to 2 minutes a day, not because they were highly motivated, but because they were consistent. Even in daily habits, Kaizen works powerfully. Imagine someone who wants to wake up early at 5 a.m. but keeps failing. Instead of forcing a sudden change, Kaizen suggests a small shift. Wake up just 10 minutes earlier than usual. That's it. No shock to the body, no mental resistance. After a few days, shift another 10 minutes. Slowly, naturally, your body adopts. Within a few weeks, you reach your goal without struggle. This is how Kaizen respects your mind instead of fighting against it. The deeper psychology behind this is simple. Your brain loves comfort and hates sudden change. Big goals feel like danger, but small steps feel safe. Kaizen keeps you in a comfort zone of progress where you grow without feeling stressed. And the most powerful part is consistency. When you take small steps every single day, your identity begins to change. You stop seeing yourself as someone who plans but never acts and start seeing yourself as someone who shows up daily. No matter how small the effort is, that identity shift is what truly kills laziness. Not motivation, not pressure, but repeated small actions. Imagine this clearly. If you improve just 1% every day, it may not feel like much today. But after 30 days, you will notice a difference. After 3 months, others will notice. After 1 year, your life will not be the same. All of this not because you did something extraordinary, but because you did something small consistently. That's the quiet power of Kaizen. It doesn't shock your life, it slowly transforms it. Books that teach the power of Kaizen. 1. Kaizen, the key to Japanese competitive success by Masaki Imai is considered the foundation of the Kaizen philosophy. This book explains how small continuous improvements help Japanese industries achieve global success, especially in companies like Toyota. It focuses more on business systems and productivity, but the core idea is powerful. Improving a little every day can lead to massive long term results. If you want a deep and original understanding of Kaizen, this book is the best place to start. Second, One Small Step Can Change Your Life by Robert Maurer is one of the most practical and easy to understand books on Kaizen. It focuses on how small steps can help you overcome fear, laziness, and procrastination in daily life. The book explains how your brain resists big changes but accepts tiny actions, making it perfect for students and anyone trying to build better habits or improve skills like English. 3. The Spirit of Kaizen, also by Robert Maurer, goes deeper into the psychological side of Kaizen. It explains how consistent small improvements can lead to long term success without stress or burnout. This book is especially useful if you want to understand how to build discipline naturally without depending on motivation. 4. Kaizen, the Japanese method for transforming habits by Sarah Harvey, is a modern and simple guide to applying Kaizen in everyday life. It breaks down the concept into easy, actionable steps that anyone can follow. Whether you want to improve your routine, build habits, or become more productive, this book makes Kaizen feel simple and achievable. 5. Gemba Kaizen by Masaki Imai focuses on real world application, especially in work environments. It teaches how continuous improvements can be applied in practical situations to improve efficiency and discipline. While it is more work focused, the lessons can easily be applied to personal growth as well. Together, these books clearly show that the secret to success is not big, sudden changes, but small, consistent actions practiced every day. And once you follow this mindset, laziness naturally starts to disappear. The real life stories that beautifully reflect the idea of Kaizen, even if they don't always use the word Kaizen. These stories show how small, consistent improvements can completely transform a life. The real story of James Clear. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, didn't start as a highly disciplined or successful person. In fact, during his school days, he faced a serious baseball injury that affected his face and his confidence. He couldn't immediately return to his normal life, and everything felt slow and uncertain. Instead of trying to make a big comeback overnight, he focused on very small improvements every single day. He didn't aim to become the best player instantly, he just aimed to become slightly better than yesterday. Day by day, he built better habits, improved his routine, and slowly regained his confidence. Over time, these tiny improvements led him to become not only a successful athlete in college but also one of the most influential authors in the world of habits. His entire philosophy is based on one simple idea: improving by just 1% every day can completely change your life. That is Kaizen in real life. The story of Toyota: Small Changes to Global Success. One of the most powerful real world examples of Kaizen comes from the company Toyota. Instead of making huge changes suddenly, Toyota encouraged every employee, from workers on the factory floor to top managers, to suggest small improvements daily. For example, a worker might suggest moving a tool a little closer to save a few seconds, or changing a small step in the process to produce effort. These tiny changes didn't look big individually, but when applied consistently across thousands of workers and over many years, they created massive efficiency and quality improvements. This approach helped Toyota become one of the most successful automobile companies in the world. Their success proves that small improvements created consistently can lead to extraordinary results. A simple real life of student example, relatable and inspiring. There are also many real life students who have transformed their lives using Kaizen without even knowing the term. For example, a student struggling with English once decided not to study for hours but to read just 5 lines daily. At first, it felt too small to matter, but he stayed consistent. Within weeks, reading became easier. Within months, he started speaking simple sentences. Eventually, he gained confidence to speak in public. His success didn't come from one big decision, it came from hundreds of small, consistent actions. This is how Kaizen works in everyday life. All these real life examples, whether it's James Clear, Toyota, or ordinary student, teach the same powerful truth. You don't need to change your life in one day, you just need to improve it a little every day. So, stop waiting for the perfect moment, stop waiting for motivation. You don't need to change everything today. Just take one small step, something so easy that you cannot say no. Because success is not built in one big moment, it is built in small actions repeated every single day. And if you want more powerful ideas like this to improve your life and your English step by step, make sure you subscribe to Echo English, where small learning leads to big success. Start your journey today, even if it's just for 1 minute.